Hello, my fellow Americans. I just wanted to take the time to check in with you. It's me, Michelle Emtre, Hollis with VisionBoard Music and Vision for the Soul. Now, I'm doing and constantly in the practice of doing work on myself, my mind, body, and spirit to be in alignment. I have completely cut out substances. I don't really drink because I enjoy being in my own body and actually fully experiencing the world around me. And I surround myself with incredibly positive and amazing people. And I'm meeting new ones every day, people that seek to really change the world, that have a compassion for other human beings, who are connected to the source energy, God, spirit of the universe that we exist in this reality. And they want what's best, not only for themselves, but for the greater good. These people come in all shapes and sizes. They come in all hues, which is why we are called human, in my opinion. And shout out to my brother Brandon. I think he's the one who brought that to my attention. But what a beautiful concept. I mean, one thing is for sure, we are all in this together. That's for sure. And whether we're Democratic or Republican, it doesn't matter. What matters is we are one nation. The Pledge of Allegiance goes that we pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, which the flag is symbolic. The flag is saying we are allowing these stars and stripes, these 50 stars, to not represent a person, to not represent a party, but to represent each and every state that is in our union, beginning with the 13 colonies that make up the stripes, and then now the stars. We pledge allegiance in total, and that's all of us. And to the republic for which it stands, and what republic, the definition of republic, I believe, personally, is really irrelevant here. Because if you're putting that that definition over the fact that we are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, that's all. That means that, yes, Black Lives Matter. Yes, we all have the right to free speech. Why does it have to be separate? Somebody is creating a narrative to separate us. I personally don't believe it's the Democrats. I don't believe it's the Republicans. But rest assured, somebody is. And when are we going to take responsibility? Because it's we the people. It's not them the people. In the Constitution, it is we the people. So that's each and every one of us. We all are responsible for how this narrative plays out. And surprise, surprise, in case you didn't know, that's the whole basically point of life altogether. It doesn't matter where you live. We get to decide how life and how this reality plays out. As soon as you align yourself with an ideal based on a group and a group's determination of what that ideal is, you're just as good as sold out. And it doesn't matter who you are. Why? Because we all have free will. We were given free will when we came into this earth. And whether you're a Christian or a Buddhist or atheist even, you have the right to think for yourself. No one says any different. Even the Bible. I mean, if you're Christian, you should even more understand that you get to think for yourself. It's your choice. But one thing I know for sure is that most of us, I believe from the bottom of my heart, I believe that most of us would like to live in peace, to have our voices heard, to have our hearts understood, and to belong. So this is what I want to propose. Let's sing a new song. Let's create a new anthem, a new national anthem that unites us all together, that brings us to an understanding of this universe. It's one verse, one song that can actually just represent everyone as a whole. You know, things change. This life, this whole construct that we live in at this moment, and that we've all decided to participate in up to this point, was of someone's design. You know, it's not the natural order of things. So we get to decide, and we get to be creative and come together and make a difference, much like our founding fathers did in the beginning. I mean, how close and how tight are we going to be so committed to what it is that people created so long ago that we just feel like this is the letter of the law of life and of the planet? It's not. I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that I don't appreciate America. I do. Trust me, I can think big enough to understand that in the beginning, when they started, that things were different. Yes, they owned slaves. You know what I mean? Like that's common knowledge. There's no argument about that, or there shouldn't be at this point. Was it right? No. Were they forward thinking enough to want to see a better world to the degree which they wrote that into a constitution that has seen itself show itself to change to the world in which they were looking to create? Yes. And that's beautiful. That doesn't mean we get to stop there. Who is going to care enough to actually believe that we can take this whole understanding of a united nation to another level? Who's going to care enough? Are we just going to keep pointing the finger and blaming everybody else about why things are going wrong, while all we do is point at everybody else and blame everyone else on why things go wrong? I choose to do different. So that being said, no one gets a pass anymore, at least on my watch. I'm not going to listen to any information, any communication that excuses negligent behavior. Because the reason I told you the story about me and how I've changed my life, I hold myself responsible for everything that happens in my life from this point forth. I'm surrounded by people that are doing great things. They trust me enough to allow me to share my gifts and to understand when something that I'm saying resonates with them. You know what I mean? That's the type of people that we need to be around. You know, arguing for arguing's sake is just a waste of time and energy. And this life is just too precious and amazing to give up the freedom that all of our ancestors that brought us to this moment today, we all are royalty, because they all went through it all to get here to where we're today. For what? For us to just sit back and watch it burn? Not me. I know the power that I hold. And I know that the power that everyone else and that we all hold, should we decide to use it instead of buying someone else's story. Vision board. If you don't know what that is, vision board is where you create a post, you take a poster board, or you take a, Michael Jackson had a vision wall. His whole room was a vision room. LaToya Jackson talked about it. Whatever you think of Michael Jackson, he knew what he was doing. He wrote, "I will win. I will sell the most records all over." He wrote it all over all of his walls. I've got these flags on my wall. I've got a vision wall. Pardon the room a little bit. I've got a vision room, vision board right there. The path, God is the answer. Got Black history information up there, just because I like to remember that Black people invented a lot of great things that a lot of people don't talk about, sadly, but you know, it is what it is. We'll change that. But the point I'm just making is that greatness and change and inspiration and doing things different and finding a better way and implementing it and believing in ourselves enough to do it, and to stop using our words, our thoughts, our energy to excuse ourselves from not doing what we know we need to do to be responsible, that's what we need to do. We get to take personal responsibility in everything that's happening in the world around us. And I take responsibility for my life. I have taken it. So I'm not letting anyone else, I'm not enabling anyone else to not take that same responsibility, because I did that for a long time. Just enable people because it made me uncomfortable, or I didn't want them to be a bad person, but it helps them not at all. In the long run, it hurt me, it hurt them. Just like you wouldn't want your child to be on drugs. And you know they're on drugs, but they're denying it. Everyone's telling you, but you're trying to excuse, no, they're not. But you know deep down in your soul, you know they are. You just don't want to go there. That's not the right way to handle it. That's not a good plan. That's not love. That's fear, and that's enabling, and it helps no one, worse the person that you're enabling. So I just say, I hold you all high to receive my message. I hope we can come together, do some amazing things. I know I am, and I just encourage you to find out inside of you what's really going on, and let's get together and change things, and let's have fun in this life. We only have one life, man. Let's do it right. Do it like in the most amazing way possible. No holds barred, no excuses, and full of love. Because that's what we all want at the end of the day, most of us.